Hi, my name is Tim. I'm a Senior Application Specialist at ATRSoft. In today's and the next webinar, we will have a look at how to use translations. I'm running this webinar alone this time, and questions will be answered after the presentation. So feel free to use the chat box on the GoToWebinar panel. I am going to make room after the session for more questions to let you follow the presentation better. I expect the webinar to be rather short, in the range of 15 minutes, probably close to 12. The webinar is, of course, being recorded as always and will be made available online later on. Okay, let's get started. So these are just bullet points, but translations rely on dictionaries. If you need to translate a drawing property into English or French or German or whatever, then you create dictionary content for the languages, and we can then automate the rest for you. We do not translate static text, for instance, text you have in your sheet format file. For this, you need to define translations on different layers, and then we can utilize these. We can translate during export as well. It is a lot more easy to understand if we are going to do it a bit more visual. So no time to waste, let's bring it on. I'm going to run this session in SolidWorks 2018. So first off, I want to create a part file, and I want to show how we are utilizing the dictionary in case you do not know that. So I'm going to create a new part file, and I'm going to use my predefined bracket template. Now, this one, for simplicity, is just going to be description bracket. So I'm going to first pull a file sequence, and then I'm going to find bracket. And we're doing a lookup in a dictionary that are really defined. So in here you can have all the properties that you need, and then you can actually filter like you do in Google, for instance. So I will type in bracket and notice that, well, I don't have any bracket. Okay, so in that case, I could write it directly and then in the Danish description as well. But I'd rather not, so I'm going to, for this one time, go into my options, and then you will see all of this nitty-gritty stuff in the next webinar. But in here, I have database options where I have translation options, and I have my languages as well as my dictionaries. So the dictionary that I'm using is called Webinar, and I'm going to edit the content of this one. So basically, I'm just going to go for a line and type in that this is bracket. Actually, it's not bracket because it's Danish, so I would type it in Danish. And then I'm going to type it in English. And hit OK. It can be almost anyone in your company who is the manager of a dictionary, so it does not have to be a person with a CAT station. That could be your marketing or your, I don't know, anything. Anyone with custom tools administration can actually have access and modify this dictionary content. Okay. So create the file number again, and this time we do have a bracket, so I'm going to select that, and we get the description inserted as well as the translation. Now, this line of text, we actually don't have to return that to the user interface. That could be a hidden property. But for this webinar, I'm going to leave it so you can see what is going to happen. But we could actually hide that one. So now I'm going to hit OK and just save the file and create a drawing for it. And I am a lazy guy, so I created a template with some predefined drawing views on it, so I don't have to insert anything. And there is my drawing. So this is set now in English. I'm going to save the drawing. But then I want to create a PDF file of this drawing, but I want it to be in Danish. So I'm going to print and convert dialog for the batch conversion, and I'm just going to create a single PDF file. In my additional options, I have the option to select the translation language. So I can here select that I'm going to swap the text into Danish and hit OK. And let us see. If I explore into that folder, we have the file now. And the header is in Danish as well as the description. Okay. I'm going to close all of these. And then run a search because I have an assembly where it's a bit more fun to see this. So I'm going to open up that one. This is the same story. I have my flashlight and I have defined properties in English as well as in Danish. So I have set my description using the dictionary, and then I am able to translate on the fly. So if I want to create drawings of this one, actually just do this one. So I can print convert. I can select to create a merge PDF and then hit OK. And this is going to convert all of the drawings into a merged PDF. Let that run. And I'm being kicked back to the presentation every time. Okay. So if I look at the file that I just created, you'll notice that this is in English because I didn't set any translation options. So we have our drawing number, we have description, head case assembly, tolerance not indicated, blah, blah, blah. Now, someone is going to call me and say, hey, I need that in Danish as well. Okay, no problem. I will go and print convert that, create a new merge PDF. And then for the additional options, I can select that I want to run this into Danish. And hit OK. And then it's going to go through the process one more time. And this time we should have the PDF in Danish, and we did. So how did that happen? I just said in the intro that we do not translate static text. And in my drawing header, this is static text. The only thing that I got from a dictionary is actually the description. Well, that is because I have on my drawing template different layers. So I have a layer for my Danish text, and I have a layer for my English text. And this is actually how we are performing the translation. Now, in the print and convert, I use this one as my translation setting. I could override that and not use that at all, and then control everything by using layers instead. So we have the option as well to hide and show layers during our PDF creation, or print for that matter. So two ways of accomplishing the same target. And we will get into details on this technical stuff in December when we have the next webinar. I'm not going to do that for this one. A final thing that I want to show is I can run the export as well. And this is just a very simple export. Actually, I can take it a bit smaller. So here I have my head assembly, and I can see the item name, and I have the description in English. I could also select to export into Danish if I wanted to do that. And again, we have actually two ways of running this conversion, but I will get into absolute detail on that for the next webinar. I don't want to kill you with options for this one. But you can see that really simple. I can run an export in different languages and then just export this guy. And we get a nice Excel file with the description, the quantity, and the preview of what we are exporting. So basically, these are the user side of things. So if you're going to create anything, if you want to have a look at the properties, we are opening a dictionary, and then we are inserting the description in English and automatically returning the corresponding translation in Danish and as many other languages that you would like to have. More on the technical stuff in December. So actually, let me just go over here. This is actually all that I wanted to show you for this webinar. We are going to run one more webinar related to translation on Thursday, 7th of December. It's the same time as today. And as I said, we are going to go into more detail in the options, how to add a dictionary, how to add more languages, how to set up more properties, where you tweak your Excel report, how you define drawing layers, and everything related to that. So with that said, I want to tell you that I'm open for question when the recording is stopped. But first, thank you all for attending this webinar, and I hope to see all of you for the next one. So thank you and have a nice day.
We are in the life-saving business. We kill your routines before they kill you.